YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I'm your host, Mary Ellen. This is an episode of, I am going to call it for now Craft With Me, but the title may change because I have a thought. Gonna have to bear with me for a bit. Remember a couple of videos ago, maybe the last one, I was talking about a course that I was taking on art, modern art, and they talked about the idea of subversive art. That got my attention, and I have since looked it up on the Google machine, and subversive art is, as it's defined here, seeks to change social, political, and cultural systems by challenging authority and social norms and using creative interventions. I don't know what almost all of that means. Having said that, I think what subversion means is we have expectations about what art will be, and subverting it is to deliver something other than expectations. So, I am super interested in that, and because we do not have a Junk Journal July, I'm going to use part of July and June, which is almost upon us, to explore that. So, the first thing that we need to do is make some notes. So this is not a making session now, so if you want to check out now, they'll be making eventually in this series, but not for this one, I don't think. What I'm going to be doing is thinking and making a picture. So to subvert expectations means you have to kind of know what they are to start with. So there might be 2 pages. So diagram number 1 is, let's say this is the universe of journals. And there are verbs connected to journals. One is journaling. You can have record keeping. Yep. You can have tracking. And you can have planning. So planning is a future. Tracking is yes or no. So this is yes, no. Planning is future. Record keeping is kind of like scrapbooking, recording events. In more detail than tracking. And journaling, I think, is thoughts and feelings. Whoops. So those things are important, I think, in the discussion of what we are talking about here. And so when we talk about the journaling community, we have 4 separate kinds of activities, and we have the universe of journals, which is a physical, we are preoccupied with the physical thing, but it also can be digital, but we're not going to go there. Physical only. So what is in the universe of journals? In no particular order. There's scrapbooks. There is smash books. junk journals, art journals, collage journals, blank pages. They have some kind of, no, wait, we're not answering this question anymore. I'm answering a different question. Universe. We have scrapbooks, smash books, junk journals, art journals, blank pages, so we're going to call that just journals. Not otherwise classified. Or knock or neck. I don't know if it's not elsewhere classified. I have a glorious mocha latte that I have just made myself. Okay, so my lens into the world is we do a lot of journals not otherwise classified and junk journals. And we, I think, use a misnomer of junk journals for journals for economic reasons, not for anything else. So let's say that that's our world definition. Let us go to our next page, which is going to be, I'll start over here. What are the expectations? Two lines, because that's another form of delaying in thinking about it. Expectations. So that there are pages. There are pages. Okay? Some form of a book. So there's probably global expectations, and there may be specific expectations. So global, I'm going to move this out of the way, I think, it's going to be some form of a book. There's going to be pages. Specific might be something like thematic, harmony, where do materials go? So the kinds of materials. Paper, fabric, lace, paper ephemera, so lace is part of a fabric. Paper ephemera is part of paper. Under paper, we have a whole bunch of different kinds of descriptions. So you can have antique, you can have vintage, you can have blank, You can have printed blah, 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 blah. Maybe under kinds of materials, you have images. You can have original, copies, digitals. Don't know where so original is, it's either going to be hand drawn or like a book page. Digital's printed. Okay. So if I'm thinking about subverting, maybe I'm going to do that. How would I, if I was given whatever is produced here, how would I subvert those expectations? I would do the not for all of this. The not or something different. So for example, it does not open. It opens a different way. It's not a book. You can change the paper, fabric, images. It's made of something different. So what do we want to talk about? Theme. Unexpected theme. Unexpected, or how do I say not understandable? Vague? Unclear. Theme. So I'm pausing to reflect on everything that I've written down here. Thinking about the universe of journals that I know of. And what that looks like. Because another thing that is connected to this is economy. Because that's why That's under the verbs, maybe. So this is the verb. Use of journal. So this is direct use. And then you have indirect. Use is for economy. And that is in the journal itself, or components, or method, method of components. I am really aware that I might be talking to myself, and this makes sense only to me. The next video should make slightly more sense if you bear with. My goal is subversion, and what modern art or subversive art would look like in the journaling, physical journaling space. Wow. Let's write that down. Goal. And that is to explore subversion, in the physical journal space. And if I do subversion right, there should be pepper up somebody's nose, possibly mine, possibly only mine. But that is what subversion is supposed to do. It is supposed to push back against expectations. I can define it, not the first clue how to do it. However, I am going to go away now, and I'm going to think about this. So this is partly what we're going to be doing for June and July. I think we also might be doing ICAD, which is index card a day, or not sure. And I do have to finish the elephant journal, but I've got to be my bonnet about this because of the course that I'm taking. And they talked about subversion, and I had no idea what it meant. And I looked it up, and then welcome to level 9 of the rabbit hole. Anyways, that's all for now. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.